Oh, hi there. My name's Ben, and I'm an educator with Embracing Our Differences. A lot of students know about Embracing Our Differences because they've taken a free field trip to our annual outdoor art exhibit and seen one of the more than 50 billboard-sized artworks and quotations submitted by students and adults from around the world. Perhaps you even worked with your teacher to submit one of the more than 10,000 student artworks and quotations annually and had your artwork or quotation selected for our annual exhibit. So what is bucket filling and what does it mean to fill others' buckets? How about we let author and Embracing Our Differences friend Carol McLeod tell us more.
Hello everybody, my name is Carol McLeod, although some people like to call me the Bucket Lady. Isn't that a funny name? But it's well deserved because I am always talking about buckets. Talking about them, thinking about them, and writing about them. And if you can see some of the books behind me, those are books that I have written about buckets. When we're bucket fillers, we're happier. And some people don't know about it. Maybe you do, but you're going to be reminded or learn a lot more today. So I hope you all have a wonderful day reading together. And I'm hoping that you actually make that choice to be a bucket filler today and every day.
Thank you, Carol. Now let's read about bucket filling with one of our friends from Manatee and Sarasota County. Teachers, if you'd like to pause the video at any time during the read-along, please do not hesitate to do so. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hello, friends. My name is Justin Gomlak, and I am the Director of Education and Community Engagement at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. You may know it as the Purple Cow. And I get the pleasure of reading to you, Have You Filled a Bucket Today? It is a guide for daily happiness for kids. And it's by Carol McLeod and illustrated by David Messing. Let's take a look. Wait, but before we start, are you in a good place for listening to a story? Are you sitting comfortably? Can you breathe with me for a second? Let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Breathe in and out. Now, if you make your exhale longer than your inhale, it's going to get you nice and ready. Here we go. In, out. I feel we're ready. Let's do it. Got your listening ears on? And here we go. Have you filled a bucket today? All day long, everyone in the whole wide world walks around carrying an invisible bucket. You can't see it, but it's there. You have a bucket, and each member of your family has a bucket. Your grandparents, friends, and neighbors all have buckets. Everyone carries an invisible bucket. Your bucket has one purpose only. Its purpose is to hold your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. Isn't that an amazing thought? Let's put a bucket in our hands, an invisible bucket, and rest it in your lap. And that's a place to hold all of your good thoughts and good feelings about yourself. Put it in your hands, put it in your lap, and think about something great about yourself right now and stick it in that bucket. Let's keep going. You feel happy and good when your bucket is full, and you feel sad and lonely when your bucket is empty. Other people feel the same way too. They're happy when their buckets are full, and they're sad when their buckets are empty. It's great to have a full bucket, and this is how it works. Other people can fill your bucket, and you can fill theirs. You can fill your own bucket too. So how do you fill a bucket? You fill a bucket when you show love to someone, when you say or do something kind, or even when you give someone a smile. That's being a bucket filler. Can you give me a smile right now? I'll take one. Thank you. A bucket filler is a loving, caring person who says and does nice things to make others feel special. When you treat others with kindness and respect, you fill their bucket. But you can also dip into a bucket and take out some good feelings. You dip into a bucket when you make fun of someone, when you say or do mean things, or even when you ignore someone. That's bucket dipping, and that's what we don't want to do. Bullying is bucket dipping. When you hurt others, you dip into their bucket. You will dip into your own bucket too. Many people who dip have an empty bucket. They may think they can fill their own bucket by dipping into someone else's, but that will never work. You never fill your own bucket when you dip into someone else's. Does this person look very happy about being a bully? No. But guess what? When you fill someone's bucket, you fill your own too. You feel good when you help others feel good. All day long, we are either filling up or dipping into each other's buckets by what we say and what we do. Try to fill a bucket and see what happens. You love your mom and dad. Why not tell them you love them? You can even tell them why. Your caring words will fill their buckets with joy. And some of you might not have a mom and a dad. Some of you might have a different combination. You can tell them you love them too. Watch for smiles to light up their faces. You will feel like smiling too. A smile is a good clue that you have filled a bucket. If you practice, you'll become a great bucket filler. Just remember that everyone carries an invisible bucket and think of what you can say or do to fill it. Can you think of something right now? What's something you could do to fill the bucket of your sibling? Or if you don't have a sibling, of your parent, one of your parents. It says here are some ideas for you. You could smile and say hi to the bus driver. He has a bucket too. You could invite the new kid at school to play with you. Oh, I love this one. You could write a thank you note to your teacher. You could tell your grandpa that you like spending time with him. There are many ways to fill a bucket. Bucket filling is fun and easy to do. It doesn't matter how young or old you are. It doesn't cost money, and it doesn't take much time. And remember, when you fill someone else's bucket, you fill your own bucket too. When you're a bucket filler, you make your home, your school, and your neighborhood better places for all. Bucket filling makes everyone feel good. So why not decide to be a bucket filler today and every day? Just start each day by saying to yourself, I'm going to do something to fill someone's bucket today. And at the end of each day, ask yourself, Did I fill a bucket today? Yes, I did. That's the life of a bucket filler. And that's you. And that's the end. So, in thinking about this book, have you filled a bucket today? What's one thing you can say or do? There were some suggestions, but do you have one of your own? What's your idea? What's one thing you can say or do to someone who you care about to fill their bucket? And then you should also think about a couple of ways that you could, someone that you don't know, like a total stranger, or someone you only know a little bit, like a bus driver. What's something you could say to them? Think about it. And I want you to think about one more thing. What's one thing you could say to yourself? Remember at the beginning when we put that imaginary bucket in our laps and we thought about something good about ourselves and put that in the bucket. Think about another thing, one more thing, one thing that you like about yourself. I'm gonna share one. I like the shape of my new glasses. That's these. And I'm gonna put it in my bucket. It makes me feel good. I like my new haircut. What's something that you can say to yourself to fill your bucket? Friends, thank you for joining me today. I am so happy that I got to share this book with you. Have You Filled a Bucket Today? A Guide to Daily Happiness for Kids. And I hope that you'll come and see me on stage when you come to see a show at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall. I'll be the bald guy with the glasses that welcomes you at the beginning of the show. I hope to see you sometime soon. In the meantime, fill someone's bucket today, would you? Thanks. This is Justin Gomlak signing off.
Now that you've learned about bucket filling and so much more, how would you like to take the Bucket Fillers Pledge and learn about the Bucket Fillers Challenge from our author? Are you ready? Let's go!
So I would like you to take your right hand and raise it to the sky as high as you can. And then I want you to move it down to the opposite side of your chest and place it over your heart. And I'm going to invite you to join the Bucket Fillers Club by reciting this pledge and making a promise to yourself that you're going to do your best to follow these secrets to happiness. So I want you to think about the words you're saying as you repeat them after me. I promise to do my best every day to be a bucket filler, not to dip, and to use my lid for myself and others, at home, at school, and everywhere I go. Congratulations, boys and girls. You are officially in the Bucket Fillers Club. By saying those words and meaning them, of course, you are in a very special group of students and grown-ups and people all around the world who have made a promise to follow these rules so that their bucket will always be full. You've learned how to fill buckets and you've learned how to keep them full, and that is such an important part of your happiness. I would like to give you what I call the Bucket Filling Challenge. And here's the challenge. And actually, we sort of said it right in the book. And that is that I want you to get into action. I want you to fill a bucket today just because you read this book. I want you to think of one person whose bucket you can fill today. Something over and above what you would normally do. But think of one person. You can do more, of course, but one person in particular. And then I want you to think of what you could do that could fill their bucket. It could be something you say, like, I think you're the best teacher in the world, or I love you, Grandma. It could be something that you do, like help someone, just give someone a surprise, whether it's something that you made, just a secret that you give someone that's just something that you know will make them happy. It doesn't have to cost any money. It can just be something that comes from your heart. And I want you to fill a bucket today. And when you fill their bucket, I want you to notice two things. I want you to notice how you feel inside, because that warmth you feel inside, that's your bucket filling up. And then I want you to notice or even think about, how do you think the other person, do you think you filled their bucket too?
Thank you for joining us today to learn more about bucket filling and how we can create school communities full of kindness and respect. For more bite-sized lessons and videos, visit embracingourdifferences.org, and we hope to see you at our annual outdoor art exhibit. Until then, bye for now.